Hello, everybody. Just so you guys know, the views and opinions expressed in the preceding broadcast, or I should say, in the following broadcast, are not necessarily those of IndieVolt Media LLC, its staff, contributors, sponsors. Viewer discretion is advised. This is a special edition of IndieVolt Live here on Saturday, coming to you as part of the Indie event. Here we go. Here's the intro. Hello, everybody out there. I am Varian Grant. I got Lola here with me. And this is a special, man. We're normally not with you on a Saturday. So yeah, here we are. You see, I'm wearing the Liberty Distro shirt still. Popped it back on because it's subliminal advertising. Look it up. It's a thing. So yeah, here we are. Here for this Saturday. We got some questions we'll dig into. We also got some, we're going to try to get someone on to talk about their comic. This is a very quick show. We've only got an hour of time. Normally IndieVolt Live is 2 hours, but today is a very short show because it's once again part of the Indie event. We got Red Robot in the house. Hello, Mr. Red Robot. Heather Tucker. What's up, everyone? Hello, Heather. Yeah, so here we are. Now I got my little bit of house cleaning. I just wanted to say, I got in trouble this morning. I got in trouble for
And you're still here.
And I'm still here. You tried to call the cops on me.
Should I shout them out?
You can go ahead if you like to shout them out. Go ahead.
Thanks, Nick, for calling the cops on my husband.
Yeah.
It didn't work. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it did.
He's still here, and we will be here.
Yeah. I'm not going anywhere. I'm here. I'm just, you know what? Now I'm not going to talk about you anymore. So now you won't even be relevant to the smallest people. Anyway, Geek Insider says, hello, IndieVolt, sending some Geek Insider love. Hello, Geek Insider. Want to shout out Geek Insider and comic book advocates and just everybody who's been a part of the Indie event series of shows this weekend. It's been fantastic. Been really educational too. I got a chance to actually talk to somebody who we've been orbiting each other for quite a while now. Tyler Carpenter of Drawn Talk. Or he says it, Drawn Talk. I think that's it. That's how they do it. Drawn Talk. Got a chance to be on to chat with him. It does sound like someone's grabbing my balls, but yeah. So we got to talk to him, and it was really cool. So let's dig into some of these questions. But everyone knows who I am, by the way. If you don't, my name is Varian Grant. I've been putting out comics or making comics since 2008 through my imprint Last Call Comics. Started IndieVolt Media about 3 years ago. And it's grown into IndieVolt.com, IndieVolt TV, IndieVolt Radio, IndieVolt Cookware. No, we don't have cookware. We don't have cookware yet. We're going to do it. But yeah, so, we'll talk about that stuff later too. But let's get into some of these questions, Lola, because boy, oh boy, do we got them. I'm going to try to go through them as quickly as I can. I do not have Randy with me, but Randy will be with you guys tomorrow for a special Breakfast Buzz tomorrow. So that'll be interesting. Let's see him do it without me. So let's get into this question. This one here comes from Sean Mitchell. Says, you ass boys got any feelings on rebooted indie comics? I see a lot of creators nowadays doing total or soft reboots, of their IPs. I don't like it, Sean Mitchell. Sean, yeah, I see it. I mean, it happens. People reboot their books. They reboot them because, they don't like the way the story was going. Maybe they lost their artist. They don't want to continue on.
When it gets rebooted 5, 6, 7 times, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen some artists reboot their number one. I've seen the artist reboot his number one 5 times now. It's like, I got this book 5 different times. What's going on? So yeah, it happens. You don't like it, Sean. You know what? I mean, I understand why you don't like it. You don't have to buy it. You know, you don't have to buy it. And but if you want to support that artist and let them know, hey man, you rebooted this book 5 times. You could have actually had 5 issues out now. So keep that in mind when you're rebooting, guys. Let's look at Ralph. Ralph says you a bumping Svengoolie tonight? I've seen the Bride of Dracula too many times. Yeah. Heather says she wants to know, damn, so what happened? Why were the cops called? Well, Heather, the cops were called because, as you know, last week, yeah, yeah, it was a crybaby incident. Tuesday, we covered an individual who was he had been shipping his books after doing a bunch of other just horrible things. He shipped his books in a bubble mailer, and the books got damaged. And I had a bubble mailer. I got a bubble mailer here. That's about what he used. Probably this is actually probably a little bit better than what he used, but this gentleman used these and he shipped his book out, and what is 11 by 17 bubble mailer? But sorry about that. He shipped the book out in a bubble mailer, not like this one. Here's one more paper, but I mean, books get bent. You put a comic in this, mailman's gonna say, "Oh, paper, not a problem." Right into your mailbox, and that's what he did. And I got mad because I knew several people that had backed the individual, and the individual went to the police and told the police that I had threatened to put hands on him. That did not happen. I didn't threaten to put hands on anybody. And yeah, that's what happened. So yeah, joined by B Lord right now. B Lord's come in to talk with us about his book. Hello there, you there, buddy?
I'm here.
Awesome.
You can hear me.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, Heather, that's what happened. So I got a nice had a nice conversation with the police, and they
State police at that.
Huh? State police, Michigan State's finest, and
the bear.
They wanted to know what I had done, and once they seen the evidence, they said, "Oh, okay, well, there's nothing here," and they wrote it down, and I could pick up a report in 72 hours, but that's gonna start on Monday, so maybe Wednesday, Thursday, I'll be able to get a copy of the report. But
is that a Rocket Man statue on your desk?
Rocketeer, yeah.
Oh, Rocketeer, yeah.
Yeah, Rocketeer's right there. One of my favorites. One of the Rocketeer and the Phantom were favorites of my father. So I'll keep the Rocketeer. But I do like Rocketeer. He's now a young black girl. I don't know if you guys seen that. Rocketeer is now a young black girl on Disney, I believe. I wish I were joking, but it's true. He's now.
I was about to say, I don't know. I know micro expressions, and your micro expression was you dropped your shoulders, you put your head down, you're like,
he's Spike says his Laura calling the cops because he got called out. Crazy. Yeah.
The cry baby.
Yeah. I'm alive though. I didn't get shot. Hey, because things could have got worse. I could have been
could have showed up at our house.
Yeah. Red Robot says Jennifer Connelly, the Rocketeer, was gorgeous. She was. I watched that movie all the time, and I'm like, wow. Jennifer Connelly was hot in that movie.
I mean, Jennifer Connelly is just hot. She's the cousin of a person in the community, Cornelius Busby or Chester Busby. From the fan speak, that's his cousin.
Oh, so now I have to respect her. I can't say what I would do to her. We give him the opportunity.
I'm sure he's heard it all, but
I remember making some comments about a celebrity once, and this girl was like, "That's my cousin," and I was like, "Could you hook me up? Because I just told you what I do to her." Given the chance, she's probably gonna cancel me about that nowadays. But yeah, so that's one of the things that happened. Buddy, I don't know if you've seen the question we had up about what how do you feel about reboots of indie comics. I know a guy who's rebooted his comic 5 times. Is he there? Oh, he's muted. Okay.
Okay, sorry about that. No, something happened to my mouse, and so I had to go do the trackpad. What do I think about reboots?
Yeah, the gentleman rebooted his indie comic. He's done it 5 times so far. So basically, he's got a different number 1 5 times.
I mean, this is what I think. Okay, I have a degree in economics, and I've looked at some of these things, marketing wise. I remember this question a long time ago about a baseball player, and they were like, "How much is this baseball player worth?" Oh, well, he's worth as much as somebody will pay him.
Yeah.
and the thing is like for reboots, like, is he still making his, his whatever goal he's got to print it and everything? I mean, you're talking about funding, right? Like he's got a different crowdfunding, or
Well, I guess he's done like he's like released like, hey, here's Snake, like Snake Family #1, and here's Snake Family #1 again, but it's now 2 years later. But hey, I'm scrapping that old storyline. Here's a new one, and then he does it again. So it's like the book's not moving forward. He just keeps releasing these #1s, and totally like whatever came before it is like over. Like new artist, new company name. For me, I mean, I get why why people will be upset about that, but like you just kind of said, if you're buying it, you don't have to buy it. No one's asking you, no one's making you buy it. So you don't have to buy the book.
I mean, it's really what it comes down to for me is like, is it worth it? Sure. I mean, it's up to the thing is like, there's got to be diminishing returns, I would think.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, losing customers each time.
Yeah, I would think so. I would think there's definitely. All right, let's move on to another question here. We got one from Coyote. He says, I feel my business partner, as well as head writer of our publishing company, isn't as serious as he claims. To date, he's only produced one 10-page script for a short story, and while he promises more coming, he doesn't even have a computer anymore. I'm starting to lose hope we'll ever get anything going.
How long has it been going on?
Yeah, how long has that been? Yeah, Lola just asked, how long has that been going on? Sometimes you got to look at, hey, it's your buddy. You want to work with him. You guys got this dream, but is your buddy serious? And are they willing to, take the time to sit down and write a story? I used to think that writing was super easy until I started writing. And I'm like, oh, man, this is not as easy as I thought it was. So, because I'm like, oh, I'm just an artist. This is cool. I can draw what you write. No, it's a challenge. So, your buddy could be going through something. So find out what he's going through. See if you can help first before, if you're going to terminate the business partnership. I wouldn't do that. I'd find out if there's a way you can help. Maybe he's going through something. Maybe he maybe help purchase a new computer for him. Maybe he's got issues with that. There could be a lot of things going on there. But you also have to consider that if he's not serious, you may have to move on and find a new writer. Buddy, you want to weigh in on that one?
Sure, man. I mean, this is what I think when it comes to these kind of situations. Like, if you want to do something at a professional level, then you have to treat it as if you are a professional. And what I mean by that is, like, even though you may not be getting paid, an 8-hour per day salary or whatever to do the work, you got to treat it like you are. That's the reason why, art and everything while you're working is so hard, because it's basically a second job. You got to put everything into it. So if he's not putting everything into it and you are, then I would just reevaluate the priority assessment for both of you. And, maybe that the paradigm of that's got to change.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good point. We have a mystery word today too. We're going to try to get people to say, we're going to get every show has said it so far. So we're going to try to get that word out. Maybe we can get Buddy to say it. If we can.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't even know what it is.
Yeah.
Sounds dubious.
Yeah. So let's go. I'm running through the questions so we can talk about your book, and then let's see here. We got one from Yolanda. She says, I think the problem with the mainstream comics is that the deranged and questionably talented indie darlings worm their way in, and now we got the participation trophy brigade running corporations right into the ground, and calling them out for their inability is considered rude. Yolanda, that's valid, I guess. I mean, it depends on were some of them really ever indie darlings? Who's been the last indie darling in comics? Was it Kirkman? I mean, I don't know if I'd ever call him an indie darling.
Yeah, I think of females when you say darling.
Do you? So yeah, but it's a term, indie darlings. Someone who, they're on the independent scene. Normally, it's musicians.
I mean, I think you would. It seems like you're probably talking more about like Mags, Tess Fowler, Zoe Quinn.
Did
I hurt you there?
Yeah. It's just it's Zoe. Oh, yeah,
Goddess mode just didn't it didn't do anything for you? You were
it wasn't. Yeah, just Kim and Kim though. Kim and Kim, they have a nice selection of those at Second and Charles. I thought about picking them up that side. I'm like, I'm gonna wait because they do like buy one get two free or buy one get one free, and I'm like, I could pick up more if I wait, and
it's like the Last of Us 2 in the Asian countries, right?
yeah, it's like I'll just wait. I'll wait.
Like we'll give you this if you buy anything else.
Yeah,
buy a soda, get Last of Us 2.
yeah, it's really messed up that they've done that. You can get this game for nothing. We'll pay you to take it. All right, let's see here. What do we got? Did I get? I know I have more questions. Okay, there we go. All right. Sorry about that, As a fan with no ambitions of becoming a part of the industry, I miss cons because now we've lost the personal meetings and conversations that we once had when meeting a new creator in Artist Alley for the first time. I think those who are happy to stay behind a computer and sell to their fans really don't like them. That's from Lester. Ooh. I don't know about that, Lester. I think people. I mean, we're listening right now. There's a pandemic out there. I don't know if they brought back cons right now, like this month. Will I be willing to go? I got to see safety procedures. I got to see if how we're doing things. Last thing I want to do is get home and go to a con and bring back an illness. However, to say that people don't like their fans, I don't know. I mean, I think it's how you treat your fans. There are some people who can't get out to cons. Doesn't mean they don't like their fans. They just can't get out to them.
Creators are doing live streams now.
Yeah, but what
you can talk to them there.
Right. But what Lester is saying is that he thinks that some creators are happy to do this. I'm not happy not to meet a fan. I'd gladly do any type of fan event. I think that now, though, I think it's quite the opposite. I think now you're kind of seeing who actually really cares about their fans. They're writing for their fans. They're drawing for their fans. They are providing customer service. I had a individual, I won't put him on the spot and say his name, but I had an individual go several times now, has gone above and beyond for me, and he doesn't have to. I've contacted him. Hey, I didn't, I was late getting into this, but I really would like to get this. And no problem. I'll put them in the mail. Don't even worry about payment. I'll put them in the mail. Here they come. Customer service. Whereas I've been blocked on Twitter by people who I personally know who went and got jobs in Marvel, and now they act like they don't know me when they see me at shows. Back when they were a cashier, though, I wasn't too good. But anyway, Lester, thanks for your question. Buddy, are you happy to meet? You like your fans, right? You like your customers.
Yeah, I would meet, I don't know if I would meet any customer, just like, if it was a situation in which it was mutual and I was there anyway, I'm not going to run away from them, but
right. Like we're not saying, you like a customer says, hey, would you come to my house and hang out? No, but like, you're happy to meet you. You'd go to a convention just as easy as you could.
I think anybody would want to go to a convention right now. The problem is, obviously with, you have not only COVID, but the social unrest and everything else that's going on. You just have, like I got into a car wreck 3-4 weeks ago, and I got out of the car, looked behind me to see if the dude, that hit me was okay, and got back in my car.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I don't want to take the risk. You know what I mean?
Be careful now. You'll get I've seen some car accidents turn on to full-on fights. It's been horrible. I'm burning through these questions really quick. This is awesome. Let's see. Everybody who is a fan is totally bummed out about no cons. That energy you get at a show and the connections are awesome. From Ralph Griffith. Ralph, I do agree. Ralph also says Indie Darling sounds like a neighborhood garage band. Tyler Tucker says, wow, Lester, that's kind of harsh. Yeah, it's a little harsh, but this is from Tim. Tim says, congrats on your success and growth as a company. Happy 3 years. Well, thank you, Tim. We really appreciate that. He says, I've been watching since the Google days. Oh, you must mean the we had Hangouts. Yeah. I love listening to you guys and checking the site. You guys need to update that more. That's true. That is true.
We're working on it now.
Please be careful, though, guys. Don't let success change you or the company you keep. I've seen sites get ruined by one or two jealous insiders, Kotaku, Gawker's host of sites. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna change. I don't think we're gonna change, but yeah, I've seen some sites. I've seen some sites do that too. Sites I used to go to. I remember when GamePro got especially nasty toward their readership. Ugh, that was a rough couple of years there. Tim, did you ever had a site that you watched turn a corner for the worst and never come back?
You mean me?
Sorry, buddy, I'm sorry. I'm
I was
reading.
like,
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not saying no. I don't know if he did or not, but yeah. I mean, obviously, I remember like actually Wizards of the Coast when I played Dungeons and Dragons way back in the day, and now it's a minefield. You know, you're not allowed to, and I think that's where a lot of these goes. Unfortunately, is it's not really for the fans. It's they're putting rainbow signs on their windows, trying not to get them broken.
Yeah. Let me see here. Oops, I was letting someone know I can't see their comments that they're posting because we're also live on Randy's page, but the video isn't set to public on Randy's page, so people can't see it. I can't see those comments, but yeah, I it's a crazy world out there. I'm getting ready to check out. Now, not of the world, but
we will not change.
Yeah, we won't change. We won't change. Let's see here. Okay, that's the reboot question. I can get rid of that one. All right. Okay, so here's we'll go to a nicer question first because the one is gonna require me to say stuff, and I'd rather not, but I will do this one here. This is from Dylan. Dylan says, me and my crew started up a workshop studio a few years ago. 20 artists ages 18 and up, $150 a month, get you table rental in our bullpen. And while, of course, you can work on your own projects, we get projects in from clients that we put teams on. One would think that adults would know how to use an internal monologue rather than talk aloud and disturb and annoy your pen mates. Is this something any of you artists have encountered or grew out of on your own? Dylan, thanks for your question. I had a bullpen at one point. I had two bullpens. Artists are usually loud. We usually are loud. It's only when we get into a bullpen situation or around other artists that we kind of realize, oh, you know what? Like, especially if you're in the same room, like shit, that might be irritating. And if you have a deadline, I had a strict headphones policy. If you're gonna listen to music, if other artists are in the room, put your headphones on. I have a pretty good internal monologue. What I don't have is a good facial dialogue. When I'm drawing, I make faces. I make the face of like if someone's fighting, I make that face when I'm drawing. So if you walk past my table and see me drawing, you'll be wondering like, why in the hell is he like grimacing at his paper? What's the problem? But yeah, I don't really talk when I draw. I used to when I was a kid. I guess it is something I grew out of. Somebody who does not have an internal monologue is Lola. She does not have an internal monologue. And it can disturb you. It can be annoying. She doesn't have one. Hopefully one develops, but I'm not sure it ever will. Buddy, do you think how do you like have you ever been in a room full of artists and just like is it quiet for you or is it what do you think? You think that our artists or do you know anyone who doesn't have an internal monologue?
I mean I've never been in a bullpen or anything like that or had to deal with it. But I mean, I have been in a room full of, a bunch of other people that were trying to all work at the same time. I've been a technician before and been, with a couple hundred other people doing all kinds of stuff around me, and they're trying to get that kind of information out. But I mean, I don't know. I think that, what is it like? Use your inside voice or whatever.
Yeah, well, you're right. Ralph Griffin says, I have a love-hate relationship with Bleeding Cool. Rebel says, this was about the Whisper Network. We're gonna talk about that too. And then Katrina says, I changed to over here. Can you see me now? I can, Katrina. Thank you. Well, yeah, I can read you. I can, yeah. And finally, the question that I knew I was gonna get to. Here we go. from our good friend Dennis Lyle. Says, so you support a comic. Tell us to back it because it's good. And the second people start complaining that it's not, you fuckheads turn tail. You had Project Access on the show and shield for it. If anyone owes backers a refund, it's you guys.
No, it's not.
I get what you're saying, Dennis. That's a fair point, but at the same time,
We didn't know.
buyer beware. I said go check the campaign out. You didn't have to back it. You look at the artwork and you're like, ooh,
We support everybody.
yeah, yeah.
We didn't know that it was gonna turn out to be shit.
Yeah. And like Katrina says, oh, for fuck's sake. Yeah, it's ridiculous. I don't think that if I tell somebody to go back someone's comic and that person doesn't feel, or that person drops dead, I don't have access to those funds. No way. But Dennis, once again, you do have.
Didn't turn tail. We called them out.
Yeah.
That's why you got the cops called on you.
Katrina said at the same time the entire truth hadn't come out either. That's very true. But I mean, as far as like Rebel says, Project Access get it right. And he says I shield for it too, not because I really believed in it. I did it because I was trying to be nice. Yeah, and that's the thing. We support each other. We're like, hey, I will put your book on my show, and hopefully you get a few backers. We had no idea. You notice there was a point where he hadn't been back on the show. So, but I mean, I don't know. I have to ask this, Dennis, did you buy the book? Did you buy in? Did you get one wrecked or not? Because we did do something. We have done something for people who got, if you watched any of our shows, if you've been watching Indie Event, we did do something. Something's been done. If you got a crappy book from that individual, if your book came and it was crappy, it was damaged, and you can show us proof where you ordered it and you got a crappy book that was damaged, I got 2 people right now who willing to send you a copy of their book absolutely free. And I'm talking about a physical copy, not a PDF, a physical copy. So Dennis, if you did get a damaged version of that book, reach out to me on Indie Vault, send us a Facebook message, let us know. I'm gonna have to show these guys proof, but they will send you a copy of the book. One of those individuals is Rob Anderson, who said he will send a copy of the book. The other one was Michael Olton, who said he'll send you a copy of his book, Elysian Fields, just to make up for you guys getting screwed over by that individual who shipped his book in bubble mailers. Buddy, should I be responsible? I know you said you had to step out for a minute. Are you back yet?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Do you feel that if you support someone's book, or I guess we can call it shilling. If you shill for someone's book and it doesn't work out, how does that? Do you feel you should be responsible for that?
No.
I can just imagine your face. No.
I mean, I don't know. That just honestly, that seems like transference. You know, like a little bit of emotional transference. He's just really mad. He doesn't know what to blame, so he's blaming it on you guys because you were there. I mean, I get it, Dennis. If you're listening, or if you do listen, like, I mean, it sucks to get a book in a bad condition. And a lot of these crowdfunds are expensive, anywhere between 10 to 25 plus shipping. So it's a lot of money, especially right now. I get it. That's horrible. And these people like me. I mean, I've already bought my Gemini mailers. Yeah. I've already gotten like 1,000 Gemini mailers because I'm going to overprint anyway, so that I can, for refund purposes and, because I want to be able to sell them later and, make package deals and that kind of thing. But, I've already got my Gemini mailers and I don't see, I mean, right now they're like, if you buy a good amount of them, they're like 60 cents.
Yeah, they are. You can get a bundle of 150 for $75. I don't think that was including shipping, but yeah, $100 will get you a nice amount of Gemini mailers and save you a lot of grief in having to send those books out later. Rebel Gaming says, but I stopped being nice when the dude became a douchebag. And now when they are not being nice, they now become a Gibson and not the Debbie Gibson type. Katrina says, don't get me started about him and how I feel the need to lock my doors. Rebel says, if you watch an infomercial for a product, and you get said project, and then are not happy with it, do you then blame the infomercial network that aired the ad? Yeah, I mean, a TV network that aired the ad. Yeah, I mean, some people will try. People will try anything now. Well, you guys sold this, so I didn't even sell it. But very bad. Very I mean, it's not good. But yeah,
the news.
yeah, I'm just putting the news out there for you guys. So yeah. Trust the member of the media. Wink. So let's talk about real quick about what we've been talking about it all week. We've been seeing reports of it. The Whisper Network in comics. Buddy, are you familiar with this?
Yes, I am.
Yeah. How do you feel about it? You got any feelings on it?
Yes and no. I mean, obviously, yes. It's there. Everybody's known, really, that's been in comics that it's there. But I mean, like, let's be honest. All this really is a concentrated group of people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that share the same mindset. It's a vacuum chamber. Okay, now let's be even more honest. Do you know what this is for? This has nothing to do with. I wrote an entire article on this. I mean, on this site called On Culture.
Mm-hmm.
And I called it, cancel culture is torching free speech. And what is happening here is we're getting a presentation of some sort of benign benevolence. You know what I mean? They're coming in, they're going, look, we want diversity, we want this, we want that. But what happens right after all of this goes through? Right after somebody gets fired, right after, what happens? One of them gets the job. Right?
Yeah.
This is not about diversity outreach. It's about competition.
Yeah, because I remember we used to make this joke about you heard, like, it was a really cruel joke, but you heard that some artist died, and you mourn for a day, then you realize there's a job opening on a book, and you're like, wait a minute, yeah, he's dead, huh? Hey, we maybe over there. Hey guys, just slipping this into the editor. You know, I can ape his style if you need. Yeah. You're right about that. You're right, completely right. I hadn't thought about it that way, but you know, they get the job and then they can get their buddies in, becomes nepotism a bit of nepotism there. Get your buddy a job once you get in there. I personally like that because I don't like working with friends. I'm like in jobs that I'm not the owner of. You work with friends, I'm telling you, it's the worst thing ever. The worst.
When your wife is your boss.
Oh yeah, when your wife becomes your boss. Yeah, I quit. I did. I quit. I found out that, and the funny thing was, I was working there first, but just seasonally. My wife got hired there as a regular employee, and then got promoted very quickly because she's a hard worker. Got promoted up very quickly, and then I came up for the season, and I thought, well, there's no way I'm going to be on the same shift as her. Well, boy, oh boy, was I wrong. I was on the same shift, and she was my boss, and that didn't work out. That didn't work out very well. No. Let me look in the comments here. Ralph Griffin says, many times you are buying on spec, so buyer beware. The publisher will be the one taking it on the chin when sending out inferior books, service, packaging. That is true. Uploaded Fairy Comic says, all right, this show was right up my alley. Yeah. I guess for me, a Whisper Network, just thinking about what they're saying now, there are people that are in this industry who are making things happen, shutting people down, plotting on people. Apparently it was a Facebook group, and I'm hearing now that not only is it a Facebook group, but someone's got screenshots, and there's going to be a article or some stories written this week.
Well, there's already an article.
Yeah. Well, yeah, there's. Yeah,
it's a bleeding fool.
Yeah, the one bleeding fool. Chris did the one. So it's out already then. So wow, yeah. See, I'm late.
Yeah, it's Penny something or other. Chris is the editor. He doesn't know that much about it though, but he says that this person infiltrated this private Facebook. But the private Facebook is basically like, I don't know, like, do you remember way back in the like 90s, I guess, is where it would be, where you had like street teams?
Yeah.
You know, street teams for like independent musicians, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
This is basically a cyber street team. You know, what they do is like, they're a coordinated cyber street team. They come on and they go, okay, we want to destroy this person because we want someone else in their job. So as soon as they find some war-torn piece of desolate land that this person has walked on for no reason, or they jaywalked in 1968, then they all of a sudden tell them, they all of a sudden get all 400 of their friends to go hate this person now.
Yeah.
And then, that's just a lot of, it seems like, because I mean, if you actually look at things that look like they have a lot of attention, say on like Twitter or Facebook, it's really not that much.
No.
It's like 20 or 30, you know? So if you have 400 women all of a sudden rushing toward a single, choke point of communication, it looks like it looks like that the censor bowls have been dropped, the trumpets have been blown, and the fish are beginning to boil in a Red Sea.
Yeah, now you have to worry about they'll message you, we got your docs, you motherfucker.
Exactly.
Upload a fairy comic says street team soured my taste for self-publishing for a little while. Yeah, I remember my buddy was a part of a street team for a rap group. Was it for the label? I can't remember, but he used to get all this swag sent to him like once every 2 months. Stickers, hoodies, hey, give these t-shirts out. And he'd give me some stuff. And I wasn't a big fan of that particular group, but I'd wear the hoodie because it was a hoodie. Marv says hi. Marv says hi. I won't be able to see the show. I just came here to wish you a great show. Be safe. Thank you, Marv. Appreciate it. Yeah, I think now the thing about the whole Whisper Network is it scares me because I remember thinking about it. I remember this, was it game or pro game journals or game journals, a Facebook group that's kicked off Gamergate when they discovered it, and how they were actually making calculated plans about what games they were going to bash, what games they weren't going to bash, what games they were going to give great marks to. When you realize all these guys knew each other, and some of them were also fishing in the same pond or well.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. It was like, oh, that's messed up. But I don't think this is as sinister. Like you just said, it's kind of like a street team. They're all working together. Hey, we don't like this person. They're not one of us. Let's pull up that Yo Mama joke he made 30 years ago and bash him over the head with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They need to be taken down.
Yeah, but eventually, I think the thing about this is this: you can't get in. These companies want to make money, and when you get someone in a company and they stop producing, there's a board. Don't listen. When Steve Jobs started losing money for Apple, people conspired against Steve and got him removed from Apple, his own company.
Mm-hmm.
So eventually, these people who are in these positions, due to nepotism,
He knew the people in power.
Well, he knew them, but that's what made it hurt even more. He knew them, but they started effing up, and they had to eventually come back to him and say, "Steve, help us." And I think you'll start seeing that, because you're gonna see people get removed. They'll go off. They'll do their own thing. They'll still be okay. They'll make some money. You're seeing that for a couple different people now.
I don't know what we're talking about.
And who?
Ralph.
Oh, Ralph. Says I'm so old school. I don't even know what you guys are talking about. LOL. Ralph, someone. There's a group of individuals, and I believe they're mostly females. They have a secret Facebook page, and they are targeting anybody in the comic industry.
Basically, think like the Avon team and the Tupperware ladies. They all came together and decided they wanted to change comic books, even though most of them don't care about comic books at all. That's the biggest thing about all of this. Ladies that get it, like, who is it? I forgot her, Fiona. Is it Fiona Staple? I can't remember her name. The one that writes Saga, or the draws for Saga.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't think of her name, but yeah.
There's a few that like they're amazing, and they love comics, and they love the idea of it. They love the story writing. They love getting into the machinations of it, and that's great. Even like I don't know, even to an extent, Gail Simone or those kind of people. But most of them, all they want to do is hate it.
Yeah.
So that they can control it.
Yeah, we don't like your book. We don't. We want it to go away. Okay, well,
I mean, we got told like in the 80s and the 90s that we were a boys club, right? I mean, it was almost a I mean, if you were collecting back then, if you were alive back then, I don't know how old you are.
Yeah.
But if those kind of things happened, then it was sort of like I said, a boys club, and it was there was almost a rite of passage to be a nerd.
Yeah.
And now it's kind of it's just, I don't know, it's the thing to do. It's like neon in the 80s, and everybody just wants to wear neon. It's easy. Oh, there's and there's no consequence to it anymore.
Right. There's whole stores dedicated to just the geek culture, and it's like it's so acceptable now. I remember a friend telling me I was a hipster because I would go into FYE to the anime section, VHS anime, and it was like I could hold my hands. I was about that wide, maybe like a shoebox length, but about 7 rolls of a shoebox length of anime VHS tapes. And I looked at it and I get the real, choice stuff. And then I go, I go home, watch it. It was great. And then we had that anime explosion. And all of a sudden, every anime, the section exploded all over the store. There were posters, there was everything. And while I was happy to see that, I kept seeing people that were like, they were there because it was a fad. And and now they are not there. They, you talk to them, hey, did you what do you think about this anime? Or what do you think about this particular thing? And then, oh, that was a phase. I'm no longer into that. Oh, I see. What'd you do with all that stuff you bought? Oh, I hawked it on eBay. That's what I thought. Katrina says she was accused of trying to do that this week. That was called revenge. Uploaded Fairy Comic says, so with the negative aspects of street teams, is there a lot more to it? Most of my frame of reference is in the novel writing world. I miss when being a nerd was obscure and edgy. Yeah, the good old days when we were, normally picked on putting trash cans. No, we just kept, we just got our comics, our weird movie, our pizza, and we went home and no one bothered us. We had our little there weren't subreddits. We had our little Angel Fire websites and GeoCities websites where we would go on there. We'd blog about how cool it was. I mean, I'm only 38, but I remember those, and I had one. In fact, I went to a site the other day that was still running on Angel Fire. Can you believe that?
Wow.
Yeah, and it said the last time they logged in was 2017. That was weird to me. Social media. Everybody has a soapbox that can get as many followers as they can to just start bad mouthing anything they feel offended by. Welcome to 2020 on caffeine. Let's take a look at something that is actually wholesome but edgy. Let's take a look at Sins of the Fae. This here is the book by Mr. Buddy Lord. Buddy, already again, we talked about this. You've crushed your goal. You wanted $500. Oh, it's like a damn Karen, but great. Yeah, it is. It is. The Karens are coming. The Karens are coming, Barbara. The Karens are coming. So, by the way, I posted a video. There was a Karen from the UK, and you know what? Even she was better than American Karen because it was so polite. She's like, get off the roof. You're making too much noise, and just the accent makes you feel like they are being so much more nicer than a Karen that wouldn't have had the accent. So, anyway, Sins of the Fae here. Fantastic looking book. There's that dragon that I've tried to talk Buddy into having like PFCs. Listen, PVCs. If Ethan can get PVCs, surely.
Well, it's expensive to get them well made, but yeah, I mean it's busted its mark, but I guess that's a little bit deceiving because what it's come to. I mean, I took out my savings to make the book, so this first book is going to be made regardless. So I just wanted to hit the algorithm and push it into the marketing stage where people were going to see it as much as possible.
Right.
And but my thing is like, okay, I put that much into it, but I've got to kind of get that back before to get another one. So I'm giving it basically till I go to print. The number is 15,000. That's less than it took to make this book. It's actually more. Yeah. But if I make 15,000, I'll go to the next book. If not, then this will be the last book.
It looks really good. I see you got a digital copy there. Now, I feel a certain type of way about digital copies. I feel people are gonna at some point try to
People are already.
yeah. I'll tell you well, yeah, I think Buddy, you heard about I had a gentleman send me a picture where he got a very popular book that's up, it's getting ready to release his third volume, and this dude had it in a trade that he had said he bought off of the internet, but I'm starting to believe he made it because I looked up something the other day, and I believe he actually had it printed. But we won't get into that right now. You've got your digital copy is $10. Sins of the Fate cover A, which I love that cover because I love that use of the use of color in that piece there.
Yeah. I mean, that is really good. And that is this is Joe Sanchez, and the colorist is Xevious. That's all he's known as, Xevious on I call him X to the devious, my man Xevious. So but he's extremely devious. That's the whole thing. But anyways, he's a professional. He's actually a professional typographer. He's the one I told you before that made the the whole logo there, which the logo is gorgeous. It is it's the silver tree of Yggdrasil, bearing both the sins and the Fae and all the letters and everything else. Because the whole idea is, the tree Yggdrasil is the world tree, and then you have the child of the world tree is Nikki. That's her right there, and she is a Viking shield maiden for the New Days. So that's kind of her thing. And then we have this other cover.
Now, do you know, because Upload a Fairy Comics said, do you draw digitally or traditionally? But do you know if this is drawn digitally or traditionally, or did you?
This is that he draws digitally, Joe Sanchez. He will draw traditionally if I ask him to, but he doesn't prefer to.
Okay. See, I'm the opposite. I draw traditionally. Please let me draw. Please let me draw digital, please. But I'm pretty sure as I get lazier. Yeah, as I get lazier, that'll change. Love that dragon. Was this piece here before? Or did you just add this one?
Yes,
it was? Okay. That's a gorgeous page.
Dragon is awesome.
Yeah. And Lola likes dragon. She's the
well, this is the comic book is going to be majorly about dragons. The whole series is about the idea of the dragons in my world is that somebody long time ago saw the dragon against the silhouette, and that's where the idea of angels came from, because the dragons have a covenant with humanity. Yggdrasil created the dragons to protect the humans, but over time they feared the dragons, and so the dragons said, okay, well, we're going to hide ourselves. So they left 5 of them to protect humanity. 3 of those 5 have died. 2 of them are still kicking it. This is one of them.
That is very cool. And they can still get into this book while there's time. They have to hurry though, because now I know that I believe last time did we talk about it being it's ready, correct? It's finished.
It is about 8 pages. It was 7, but then I added 3, so now it's about 8 pages done from 8 pages from being finished. Okay. But we're gonna, our production date is another 3 months and 1 week. So we have plenty of time to get those pages.
We got 26 days left. I mean, look, I've said it before. I don't know how it probably happened to a lot of other people, but you say, "Oh, I got time," and then you look and you realize you've got 4 hours left to get in. Get in now. Get in early.
Back in now, man. Take your place in Valhalla. Before it's taken for you.
And just some of the art here. Where there's the picture with the green dragon, and it's got like a green jewel on his back, or a green. Are
you saying looking at this here?
Let me take a look. Yeah.
This is a newer image. I put this in here because I thought it fit. I was like, so here's the pitch. Because it looks like he's throwing the creature. He actually is. This is a later scene where after Nikki goes to the world of the undead, they're trying to break down this barrier to get to her and her grandmother because she's broken the covenant between the living and the dead, which is only the dead can have a voice. You can go to the world of the dead, but you can't talk. And so she wants to tell her grandmother that she loves her for a particular reason. And that, she never hated her. She just made a decision to run off with a boy, more or less. So she, when she speaks, these creatures, these spirits kind of They grow. What they do is they are just like these sort of nebulous, dark spirits that roam the world. And if a living person talks, then they gather the mass that's around them. So if you look, these are like stone, wood, bone. One of them's like got part of a chimney in its head.
Yeah.
You know, it's just whatever mass is around them. They like, you know, create. And then if they're a bigger, stronger spirit, they meld with the other ones around them. So you see, there's like little ones at his feet, and he's kind of like a bunch of little ones that have become a huge one. And then this guy's got a particularly virulent like magic in it, so he's literally using him as like a firebomb. He's throwing him at the barrier.
I gotta ask you, like that's a cool concept. Where do you come? But like, who hurt you? Where do you come from? Like,
I thought of ghouls and the way that they looked, and you know, the undead bodies and everything. And I thought, wouldn't it be cool if the only reason they look like an undead body is because they always came alive in a graveyard, so that the mass that they're accruing is bone.
Yeah.
You know, or and everything. And I thought, well, what if I could take that, you know, to a different step? So I don't know. I like to put everything through my own personal lens.
I'll tell you this: that background on that piece, if you can get that to be chrome, or even the print that's on a metal print, would be gorgeous.
Well, I mean, we can think about it. You know, it depends on how much money we make. I mean, that's all it. You guys, you know, we want to do silver leaf for the for Nikki's hair on, you know, throughout the comic book, and especially for the for, you know, for up here the logo. You know, we want to do like a red foil and a silver leaf on the logo. Okay. I'd love to be able to do that, but I mean, that would be like it'd be expensive. It'd be about like double the price of a silver leaf just to do that. Yeah. And, you know, like I said, the book's paid for. I've, you know, gone ahead and I've paid for it as my savings, but I need to recoup that. And so to make another one. So if it's not, this one is coming out no matter what. You want another one? I need 15K.
And I'm gonna back this one too, because I haven't yet, but I will be doing that very soon here, because I think it's a gorgeous book. I said you got cover A and B. Me and my wife have to fight over who gets cover A and B, because she'll tell me, you know, but yeah, they are gorgeous. But you got the original painting on there from Xevious, 250. Yeah. You get 1 of 11. So you got 10 more chances to get in there and get that
12 by 12 canvas, plus you get your choice of which book you want. Yeah, you know, which cover.
Yeah, and you can,
when it hits 15K, there's also a third cover available that I had a friend of mine that a friend of mine's making. Well, actually, Xevious is one making it, and it's a little bit. It looks more like a hardcover book cover that book jacket or something like that. I mean, it is beautiful. It's got this like pure white, kind of milky, you know, or kind of like a pure alabaster white, and there's a dragon coming out of it. And then as you look down, there's a tree, and it's sort of like a silhouette of a tree and the whole family, you know, that the book is about. Because, you know, like that's what the whole idea of the book is, that it's about heroes, hope, and humor. You know what I mean? It's Nikki Caramore's children are deemed sins of the Fae. They weren't supposed to be possible, but they happened. Now awakening gods want them dead, and have cursed the family so that magic-seeking hounds can find them anywhere. Right. Nikki has to gear up and get ready, because a world of hurt is coming her way. Is she strong enough to protect her family? Find out.
That's pretty cool. And I think that your book is going to, I mean, you've already, you know, 899% funded on this one already, but I mean, we can always get you some more in there so that we can make sure we do continue the adventures. Where can they go pick this book up?
You can go to sinsofthefae.com.
Okay. Sins of the Fae, sinsofthefae.com. And it's also on Indiegogo. Go look for it over there. Back it. And he's on track to ship when he says he is. Some people don't do that. Some people say, "Oh, I'll be shipping," and
he's got his Geminis already.
He's already got his Gemini mailers. Yes. He's already got his Gemini mailers. It's done.
Yeah, I already bought the Gemini mailers. I already bought the bags and boards. I've got, you know, we are the bookmark. That's the other thing is, see, we created a language that the magic creatures speak in the world. And in her case, she calls it the language of Odin because, the whole myth of Odin dying on the world tree for 7 days, and so we created the runes. It's a mixture of Icelandic, Viking, and Klingon. and go ahead.
Yeah, you got that, and it looks gorgeous. It looks gorgeous, and I seen the runes. I know you did the bookmark with the runes.
Yep, and the bookmark it's chrome with red foil, and it's going to be really beautiful. And you can follow along with the magic creatures and see what they say.
And where can they find you if they want to talk to you, sir?
You can come talk to me at the Buddy Lord on Twitter, and that's literally at the Buddy Lord.
Okay,
it's going to be the easiest place to find me.
Cool. And of course, we gotta get out of here because we're only here for an hour. Part of the indie event special. We are getting out of here. I am Varian Grant. You can contact me on Twitter at KYD_V. It's kid_V. Check out my personal website, whenweriot.com, which has nothing to do with what's going on in the world right now. I've had that website for years, as well as lastcallcomics.com and on various social medias, as well as Indie Vault, indievault.com. Proud to be a part of the indie event, indie event. It's wrapping up tomorrow. We'll be back. Lola's gonna wrap up her show. She's gonna wrap it up with her show.
I'm gonna wrap up everything.
Yeah, special Geekgasm tomorrow.
9
p.m. She will be there. And the word of the day, I don't know if you guys think, but it is beard butt. Or the butt beard.
What?
Beard butt?
Yeah.
Is that a word?
Yeah, it's a new word. We're making it one. Meredith says, damn it, it's a word now. It's going down. It's
What is it?
it's a beard. It's a butt beard. No, it's a butt beard.
It's a new character for Cat Den Supermom issue 3.
There we go. So there it is. It's gonna be I just can't wait to see him because you've already got an elephant, so a butt beard is going to be very. I can imagine what it's gonna look like right now. Thanks for joining us, buddy. We're gonna have you back on the show. I want to have you back on Tuesday night because we're gonna try to do something with a bunch of our people that we've had on. If you're available Tuesday night at 9.
Sure, I can make it.
We're gonna have you back on, and we're gonna talk more about these books, and we're gonna talk about the genesis of these books and what it takes to create them. So we'll see everybody back then. Again, this has been a special Indie Vote presentation. Check us out online. Continue on with the Indie event. We got another Indie Vote presentation coming on right after this, where Rob Anderson is going to tackle what he says is the BS behind online cons. Thank you, everybody, for being here with us. We appreciate it. We're going off there.